Hi, James and Mary.
Hello, hiya.
It's good to see you again. How have things been since the last meeting?
Yes, I've asked the person to be my sponsor that I was wanting to be my sponsor, so that's really good. I've been attending AA now 3 times a week. My sponsor is always there available for me to phone. My wife Mary has also been to the Al-Anon family meetings, which has been set up through AA, so we go together. She goes into that place with the families, and I go in with everybody else, and we talk about the addiction. Um, they've offered a lot of help and a lot of understanding for my addiction, which is really good. And I think my wife feels more comfortable and understands it a bit more.
Well, that's great. There's been some really positive steps so far, I think, with both of you with your AA and with Al-Anon. So how do you feel things have gone since the last meeting?
Yeah, I think he's doing a really good job. Like he's been really devoted to AA meetings. He's been really into it, and then I noticed changes myself as well. I don't feel so angry anymore. I feel more calm, and I feel that more motivated to do this, to continue this process, and to support him more. And even when he has this like urges, and which makes him more nervous, and I have more tolerance, and I also try to kind of introduce the kids to the problem situation they have, so they can give him more space, and kind of to understand the whole process between us, and if we have some argument, something, so then they kind of have a picture what it's about. um, I mean, I have to say from the beginning it was a scary process, and I had my doubts. I didn't know it's gonna go so smoothly, and I'm positively surprised so far by the outcomes, and I really hope it's gonna stay like this.
That's good. You've made some really good steps, I think, and you should be proud of yourself for what you've done so far. We talked a little last time about the death of your father. So that was obviously a significant life change which affected you profoundly. And you mentioned you were finding it difficult to cope with.
Yeah.
So would you be open to grief counselling? Do you think that's something that could help you now?
I think definitely with now being able to accept help, I think grief counselling would probably be more beneficiary than maybe medical therapists. I don't know. I think I'm no expert, but I think maybe trying to get to the root problem, like we've talked about in the past. I think it is the grief. Never really got over that, and turned to alcohol as a mechanism to deal with the grief. Um, and then obviously small stresses in life, children, happiness with the marriage, work, everyday life has taken its toll. So maybe a grief counsellor would maybe stop the need to drink more than I am now. I mean, with AA has helped. They do try and make sure you are completely sober, but as we know, that's not as easy as said.
Well, that's good. It's nice to hear that you're open to these different counselling places, and we can certainly look at the referral for that kind of service for you. So, since we spoke last, has there been any stressful situations or any things you found challenging, and found difficult to cope with? What do you think your achievements have been over the last few weeks since we spoke last?
I think the achievements I've had have been 1 week with no alcohol, even though we've been in, I guess, counselling for many months. This has been the first week with no alcohol at all. So that's been challenging because stress is always there with the work that I do. I've taken more of a relaxed approach at work because of AA has made me realize that my health is more important and my wife's support as well is more important. So by relaxing on the work a little bit and speaking to my bosses, that's made me feel more secure at work. I'm not going to lose my job. They understand the process now, and my wife is behind me. So I think that's one way of coping with the stress.
Yes, that's great. You've done really well, I think, staying sober. You've come together more as a family, and from when you first came to see me, I can see the big improvement since the first time you walked through that door. So it's good to see that the plan with the therapist is working and keeping you on the right path. So how many meetings are you attending now? And are you planning to meet privately with your sponsor?
Yes, I go to now 2 meetings a week, and I go to a private session with my sponsor. We have coffee every week. Sometimes I go with my sponsor after the meeting for counselling. If I hear things in AA meetings, sometimes it can set off triggers, especially with new people who are still drinking. And the temptation is there. That can be very challenging. So my sponsor and my wife have both helped me sort of after the meetings we leave that at the door and we kind of try and stay together and focus through it. So, but I feel that if I do start to slip, I know that I can call my sponsor, or now I can speak more to my wife, and because she now has the advice and support from the Al-Anon meetings.
And I think it's very important that he shared this with his working colleagues and our relatives, so everybody kind of know what he's going through and they're kind of familiar with the situation, so they can support him and they can have a more consideration, like if he's going through difficult times or if he feels stressed or something, that they can take in consideration that he's in meetings and he's going through this sort of detox.
I think it's really a good thing too that you found support in Al-Anon, because I think it's important to recognise that you need just as much support as James as well. It's a very difficult situation for both of you, and it's good to know that you have a support network around you and you have people you can contact. You have your sponsor and other members, and you have members from Al-Anon you can contact, and of course you can always contact me here if there's any problems. So you've both come a long way, I think, and I think you've done really well. I hope in the future this continues and you become more successful and achieve what you want to achieve, and we can make arrangements for your grief counselling. I think that'll be a really good step to take, and we can meet again in 2 weeks' time.
Yeah.
Does that sound
That's great. I do that.
okay? Right. So,
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.